Short-term missions. Are they really effective? Over the last 30 years or so, I've been involved in numerous mission teams. The size of those teams were as small as 4 all the way up to 60. And that was crazy. I would say the majority of the teams were youth-oriented, most full of energy and ready for any challenge. Our team consisted of senior citizens. Sorry, Joyce, to lump you into that. And not all in perfect health. But that didn't diminish what God would do. In the book of Judges, God used many types of people to lead Israel, not for their ability, but for their availability. In Mexico, we saw people do some pretty awesome things, not by their ability, but by their availability. They said, "Here am I, Lord, use me." And he did. And so did Jan, our team leader. The people of the Cabo area saw a group of people who have the love of Jesus in their heart and want to share it. As we served alongside our Mexican partners, we were encouraged to see the tireless efforts to help meet the physical and spiritual needs of so many people. Are short-term missions trips effective? I would say yes. Not only for the ones being served, but for the servers and their church body that support them.
So in Cabo, I was surprised by the fact the population has grown from 25,000 to 300,000 in 20 years. And with that has come a whole myriad of problems. There's people living in poverty in the river bottom areas. And we were able to go to a couple of those places and serve alongside other groups that are there. And in those areas, they're fighting for basic needs, food, shelter, water. And I was able to spend some time with kids and talk to them, and that was really fun. I enjoyed being able to meet a couple of girls, one named Merlin and another named Yumi. And they were both, I could tell, very burdened just by all that they have to do and take care of. They're in single parent families, and they have multiple siblings. And anyway, God gave me a real heart for them, and just being able to meet them. And when I came back, I felt kind of burdened by all of the weight of the problems down in Mexico and the problems that these girls were facing. And I just was kind of touched by a devotion that I read that was talking about God ruling on the throne, and that we can't live our lives for other people. And so I was impressed to just pray for them, and I was so thankful for the opportunity to be able to see what our missionary dollars are doing and be able to go down there and serve. Great opportunity, and just be able to continue to be grateful for what I have here, and I just appreciated the opportunity.
I've wanted to go on a mission trip for quite a few years, and I just really thank God that this year He was able to make all the arrangements and do everything so that I could go on the mission trip. I found the mission trip to be very eye-opening and humbling. And so we saw a lot of different things, and first of all, I'm just going to share a little bit about the children and some of the things that we saw and heard about the children. We saw places where they lived. We provided meals to some of them, like breakfast and lunch, and we were told that sometimes this is the only meal that they would have all day. Some of them didn't have any shoes. Their feet had sores and athlete's foot, and it was just, a really sad situation in a lot of cases. Some kids went to school. Probably some kids didn't go to school. There were some 11 and 12-year-old kids that had to take care of their younger siblings, and there might have been 3 or 4 younger siblings. And it was just a really neat thing to be able to play with the kids. We had a skip rope, and so they played with a skip rope. They colored. We sat around tables and just talked and shared. And although there was like a language barrier, and a culture, the language was different, the culture was different, our interests and our lifestyles were different, there still seemed to be a really big bond with the children. And they seemed to, even though we were strangers to them, they enjoyed being with us and playing with us and spending time with us. And I tell you this because usually every morning we would have devotions together with Jan and Steve Cruz and another young missionary couple. And one of the things that Steve said in one of the devotion times was, if you see it, you own it. And I've been thinking about that, the whole time since then, and we saw a lot of different things. And so in my mind, what does it mean to me that I need to own it? And I'm still trying to figure that out, And I was really, really kind of nervous. I really wanted to go on the mission trip, but I was just really, really nervous about it too, because I didn't know exactly what I would be doing and where we were going to be, and if I was going to be able to do what was expected of me. And so, there was 2 young gals who were nursing students, and they came along with us for most, every place that we went pretty much, and they were really great kids and really wonderful girls, especially the one gal. She helped wash the children's feet. She did the wordless book. She spoke to children and adults, and she was just a real, it was just really neat to see the boldness and the courage and the strength that God had given her to witness to people. And she was able, there was 4 people that were saved, through her message and through her sharing. And that was just a real, it really kind of got me, because I thought, am I that bold? Am I that courageous? Am I that, do I have the strength, and I know God, gives people the strength and the courage and the boldness, but it just kind of showed me that, even though I'm nervous about doing new things and new situations, new settings and stuff, God is with me, and He will, give me the courage and the strength, and He will help me to have the boldness that I need to witness. And so that was just really neat. I wanted to kind of thank all of you for your prayers. It was just a really great experience. There was lots of situations that seemed pretty sad and everything, but the whole experience was just, like I said, really eye-opening. And so I thank you for your prayers. I thank you for the health supplies that you provided and that we were able to give to the children. And I just really, so God bless you and thank you very much.